Alright, hey YouTube, this is Bob here, and today I'm going to go over how to repair your sediment filter. I live here in South Florida. We get a lot of sand that comes up from the well, and what I've done is I've gone around to all the little sprinkler heads and taken out those little white plastic filters that come with the sprinkler heads, because I was finding that those were getting clogged up all the time with, sand and just, debris, mostly sand. And, it was just a real pain having to go around when you'd see a head that the flow was down, restricted, having to go around and just clean those out. So what I did was I went around and took them all out, and I put in this, this guy right here. It's a drop down sediment filter. Basically what happens is the water comes in and it goes in, it gets trapped, goes into all these little notches here, these cutouts on both sides, flows up through the middle, out through your system. These things are about $20 now, Home Depot. $18, somewhere around there. And I thought if there was a way to replace this mesh, so I went online, did some researching, and I'll go over the exact cost of what I paid, but basically you can get a ton of this stuff, and I'll put a link in the description of where I got this stuff. This is 60 mesh. It's not expensive at all. I wish I could think off the top of my head. I'll know when I go inside, and I'll put it down in the description how much this costs. And I imagine you can get this many different places. I'll put a link to where I purchased it from. But I already did one. The one that's in there is the one I did. Basically, it's glued on. You can see the residue here. So that's what I'm going to do with this one. Okay, you got to just peel this off. I took a box knife and scored it, and then it just peels off. Okay, and let's go do that now. Okay, like I said, I took my box knife, just cut a line, right down here, and now I'm going to start peeling this off. Okay, comes off pretty easy. And again, it was this one. Well, look, I only cleaned this a little bit. I didn't really. I could have actually got this a lot cleaner. But I stopped because there was a hole. Now what I'm going to do now is get a piece of sandpaper, medium. Get off some of the glue residue. That looks good. This spray that I used, again, there's different kinds of adhesive. This is the first one I bought, and it seemed to work well. Alright, got this at Home Depot. But again, it's just spray adhesive. It says high performance, middle weight, bonding, and high initial tax. So you basically just take this and use this as a pattern and cut out a piece. And again, you can see how much comes here. I mean, this is going to last forever. Again, this is 60 mesh. Okay. So we're going to have the two sides meet. Oh, also, while I have this off, you go through and scrape any stuff. Actually, you know, spray this down if you want. I can see there's a lot of gunk in here. So I'll probably take a brush to this. Alright, the first thing I would do is make sure to shake the can for at least a minute. Oh, also, it's not necessary if you don't want to, but this stuff is pretty sticky, so rather than putting something up like a pipe or something up in the middle to hold it, you have way better control to hold on to it. You know what I mean? You can put your two fingers in it, because you're gonna have to turn it. You're basically gonna coat the whole thing. You're gonna do it all in one shot. That's what I did with the other one. It worked fine. So that's what we're gonna do now. Good amount on there. Okay. Once you get it wrapped completely around, then you can go back and squeeze it. You can go back and trim this off if it comes up. This looks good. It got up right to where the O-ring goes, but I think it's going to be fine. Okay, nice brand new screen. I'll trim off. There we go. Get that off. Like I said, you can go back and trim it up if you want, but I think this looks pretty good. There's a little bit of overlap here, but I'm not even going to worry about that. Some things you don't worry about. I'll let this sit overnight. I mean, actually, I'm not going to put it in there for a while, because that one's good to go. What I like to do is just rotate them, put a new one in, or put the clean one in, and then I'll go ahead and clean the other one that I take out, and then let it sit, and then it'll be ready to go for next time. Alright, so that's pretty much it. And again, I'll put in the description where I purchased the silk screen. 60 mesh. And also got this at Home Depot. They have other spray adhesive that probably works just as well. This is what works great for me. I think it's the high initial tack, so it's very tacky right off the bat, so it's nice to when you're putting the screen on. It's easy to put on. Okay? And these things work good. Because basically what you're doing is you're filtering right at the beginning of where the water comes out of the well. You get a clearer view of where you're at as far as the shape that it's in, as far as how much sediment has collected. It also gets very algae. It gets like greenish color, mossy, slimy. But I'm happy with it. I've been using this for years, and I've purchased these things. Do last a long time. But I guess when I had the tear in that one, I said, let me just see if I can replace that screen mesh. And I went online, you know, just to see if anybody had done that. I couldn't find any videos for anybody that had rebuilt their sediment filter. I just wanted to mention one more thing. I did go back actually and just trim it up a little bit. Okay. Just cut off. So there's actually a gap here. Okay. And when you're pushing down on the mesh after you've put it on, just make sure to go through in each one of these individual pieces. Just make sure it's adhering, and you know, because the idea, you know, the water, you don't want it to be loose on any of these and have the water go through one of them. You want it to go through all of them. Okay, so just, you know, if you pretty much do this up and down, you should get it. Also, I take it in the air condition too, to let it dry. I don't leave it out in the garage. I think in the air conditioning it'll get dry much faster and, you know, low humidity. All right. Again, thanks for watching. I hope this has helped somebody out that uses these kind of things. It will save you some money, and again, I got a ton of mesh left over. I mean, I don't want to unfold this, but it's a pretty big sheet. And I'll put the size in there too. And then the can of the Loctite. Again, I'll know the prices when I go in to make the video, and I'll put those in the description. This one's ready to go for next time when the other one gets dirty. Alright, thank you.